Good afternoon, it's Amanda FitzGerald here. I'm doing an interview today with the amazing Suzy Walker, who is Editor-in-Chief of Psychologies magazine. Thank you so much for your time, Suzy.
Hello.
Hello, tell me a bit about what you're up to at the moment, Suzy, with your magazine.
So Psychologies magazine, we are focusing very much on supporting the community coming through coronavirus. So we've just started our Psychologies Connected community. We were really worried about not only our community, but also friends, family, the parents of people. I think a lot of people who read Psychologies are very emotionally intelligent, but we realize that those tools that are really prevalent, that we really need right now around how to reduce anxiety, how to talk to our children about what's going on, how to build our resilience, it's very, our Psychologies tribe know these kind of tenets very well, but a lot of people don't. So it was almost like we were very excited to create almost like a beginner's guide to all that emotional intelligence. So that's what we've been trying to do. So we've been doing Facebook Lives every day. We've been sort of doing our newsletters constantly about how to really navigate this weird and wonderful time that we're going through, and to see if we can, there's never before a time in history where it's going to be more important to learn the tools of emotional intelligence and how to look after our mental health.
Yes, absolutely. And have you found that there's been a huge upsurge in people subscribing or joining the community? I've noticed now that your Psychologist page on Facebook is 1.3 million. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean it's massive at the moment. So it's all gone online. Our website traffic is up 70%.
Wow.
I think our subscriptions have gone up 60%. We're doing single page copies selling, and they're just we're just astonished by the demand for that, which is always great, fantastic. But at the same time, I think it's that the newsstand, obviously WH Smith, is closed, so that has an impact on literal sales. And I think that's why people are subscribing, because they realize of all the magazines I suppose are out there, Psychologies is a perfect magazine to buy at the moment, because it's not just about fashion or something that's irrelevant. Sure. It's probably the most relevant magazine you could buy right now to help you through, and it's enjoyable, hopefully.
Yeah. And what are you finding is the most downloaded or the most watched kind of Facebook Live that you're doing? You talked about helping out with homeschooling or with mental health of children, mental health of adults. What's the kind of like the top 3 things which are people are desperately wanting to learn?
Okay, one I would say is which really surprised me, which was how to raise your self-esteem.
Ah, wow.
In lockdown. That was really interesting. One was how to manage your anxiety, and that was by Laura Alfred. That was a really good post that someone did, and it was Facebook Live. And what I loved about it, and I've been using it with my son, is how to notice your emotions. So she was saying, when you're with your kids, it's like difficult to sort of say, she said, use colors, having a red day or a blue day or a yellow day. And my son and I've just got it on, looking over there because it's got kind of written down. He's at a film school, so we're locked down on a 46-foot canal boat. That's where I work from and live now, because my son was going to film school in London, sixth form, so he knows films really well. So we decided we would have a kind of code for feeling down, Titanic, hungry, Stand By Me. If we want to run away, it's Forrest Gump. If we're feeling angry, it's Iron Man. If we're feeling a bit down, it's Titanic. All of these things. So it's so funny. So we've got like how are you, Forrest Gump? Okay,
I will walk away from you.
So it's good. I think it's finding ways to become more literate in not only how we're feeling, but also how our family are feeling. And lockdown's a funny old thing, isn't it? We're sort of stuck together, and we need to be able to support each other, but also give each other space as well.
And you living on your barge, you're allowed to go up and down the tow. Actually, I wanted to know, I assume, I'm sure this is right, you're allowed to sail your boat, or how do you call it when you're in a canal boat? Do you sail
You
it?
drive it, yeah, no, you drive it, drive the boat.
So you're allowed to drive and go anywhere you like, or do you have to kind of come back to your mooring?
Well, because we're in a marina, I haven't chosen to do that, but people are going up and down, and I think you can do that, which is great, because you're kind of self-contained, so you don't have to get off your boat. So that is really, really good. So I think people are doing that, and that's one thing about a canal, a boat, is that you can get on and you don't really need to get off again, if you have to go shopping or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, the problem is it's just very small. We've got a 46-foot boat, so it's a tiny kind of space for us to be sort of stuck in. But to be honest, and I daren't say it out loud, but I'm really enjoying it. So for me, it's beautiful where we are in the marina. It's really quiet, it's very peaceful. Instead of running around like I normally do, I'm washing my windows and sitting.
Your lovely stained glass windows, I love them behind you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been really, really peaceful. I've been sitting on the top of the deck and just reading my book. It's been amazing, actually. But that's been a real learning for me, is like the amount of running about I do all the time, which is exhausting. It's like, actually, I'm very happy with very little, living a very, 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 the secret for me is like living a very, very simple life. I don't think I've ever really, moved on the boat, yes, but then I still was in the middle of London, so I could run around and do all the amazing things. But actually just moodling around, reading my book, and I'm a massive extrovert, so I was really surprised. I thought I'd really miss it. I think it's hard for my son, who's a teenager, who we moved to London. He wants to be with his mates. He doesn't want to be with his but he's got his Xbox, and he's got his Zoom and talking to his friends, and then we sort of do our exercise once a day. So it's okay, we're managing, but I think he'll be more glad than I am.
And what happens, so you're going to what do you think you're going to carry on doing once you're actually not going to do lockdown? You're going to say, no, I don't need to see you for a face-to-face meeting, not do so much rushing around and going to meet people.
Do that, yeah. I'm just really going to be very careful about all of those meetings. So many of the meetings, how important are they? So you can do it, as we know, you can almost I've kind of always known that, because I've always had my own therapy and also conducted my own coaching by telephone or Skype. So I know that it's an amazing kind of time saver, because you're on for half an hour, an hour, bang, it's over, click on to the next one, rather than traveling takes so much time and energy. I'm definitely going to do less of that. And also I think there's a piece around I've really noticed about the kind of the food chain, and the eco and the sustainability, and this idea of never shopping at a supermarket again, and just trying to shop it with the local shops, and just really support all of that. I think there's a huge change hopefully going to happen because of this. I really want to support the local, all the people that are doing amazing things, and ecologically, and for the environment. I just really want to support that, because it's so beautiful, the planet, and I just feel a little bit heartbroken over what's happened, and all these things we couldn't possibly do that, and actually we have. In the last 3 to 4 weeks, we've completely stopped air travel, and I'm not saying we should completely stop it, but it's just like, I will definitely think again about flying, and I'll try and do more train travel and do my traveling in other ways. I think it's a bit of a wake-up call for us all, and hopefully it's going to be a lot different at the end of this.
Totally agree. And then running your magazine from your barge, I guess, were you pretty much doing it before lockdown and having to go in on occasions? But now
we were really, really lucky, actually. We were way ahead of the curve, because the 2.5 years ago we all decided that we were going to go and work from home rather than in an office. So for us, it was a huge leap, and we didn't know whether we could do it, especially being in a creative industry. We didn't know how, we have a wall that we, in the office, where we would put all the pages and we would talk about it and blah, blah. So creatively it felt like, I don't know how this is going to work, but we've created a digital wall now, and it took a while to get set up, but once you get it, again, we've all worked from home for the last 2.5 years, so we knew that was possible, and we kind of knew all the kind of things that you fall into, like, you know, at the beginning you just work in your pajamas all day and then you learn that it's quite good to get, you know, to get dressed in the morning, and so it's been a really so for us, to be honest, for me, managing the magazine is not much that different. Do you know what I mean? We, you know, as a team, we meet every 3 months face to face, and then, you know, we meet every week on Zoom anyway.
So have you still got an office? Are you going to cancel?
We've got a head office, yeah, and but, you know, why do we need to go there? So we can if we want to, but more we meet because we want to. I've got a wonderful team, and we just meet because we want to meet up and chat and and just hear how everyone's doing. So that's lovely. But really, to actually for the work piece, maybe we'll do big brain. We meet every 3 months, and we have these big brainstorming sessions, and we say, I mean, my team are very opinionated, and they say, oh, that's rubbish, Suzy, and why are you doing that, if they haven't already voiced their opinions, which is great, you know, because I think the danger is, I suppose, when you're working virtually, is that people might not be so free with their opinions, and I think it's good, especially with a magazine, is that you need everyone's input. It can't just be the editors, you know, because otherwise it just comes through my head, and it just becomes the Suzy show rather than the Psychology show. I think it's really important.
And you know, as a result of the outbreak, have you had to change your forward features? You know, because you probably at the beginning of the year you said, okay, we're going to do X, Y, and Z each month, blah blah blah. How much are you now changing what you're doing? And I also want to ask whether you're still, you know, printing your beautiful magazines, or whether it's simply going at the moment, because I heard that print might go into furlough. I heard that on the BBC the other day. It was just like a rumor. Whether you're going to carry on printing.
Oh, okay. Well, we're intending to print still. You know, we're still doing that because, you know, we've got our subscribers. We're offering you know, obviously the magazine digital, but we always did. I mean, for us, forward features is, I mean, so we were just having a conversation this morning, so we had a certain dossier that we were going to do, and we're like, I'm not sure this is relevant now, of this time, so can we do another one? And then I literally wrote the dossier that's coming out in May, which is all about self-care in a day, you know, so I just got all my experts to interview. So, you know, really normally it takes a whole week to do that dossier, so just because the dossier that we were going to do was not particularly relevant. So yeah, and all of our features, we had a features meeting this morning, and we're like, no, that's got to go, and we're not, it's not all corona, but it's you know, for example, we've got a beautiful piece being written about touch and how important physical touch is, and that was written before the corona lockdown, and we were like, oh, can we run that? And we're like, yeah, of course we can run that. We just need a little tweak of the stand first. So yeah, so we are obviously looking at it, but I don't think everybody wants to read about, you know, corona the whole time, but I think they want perhaps articles that will speak to their concerns and their worries, and, you know, what is it that's going on. A lot of people will be worried for their jobs, you know, a lot of people will be worried around money, a lot of people will be worried about anxiety and depression, you know, and about how to counter that. So which we covered anyway, but we're just trying to make it a little bit more relevant.
Because you work, is it 3 months in advance then?
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't be in lockdown then. So, you know, when do you?
It's difficult to know. This is the problem. So, you know, with Boris piece, you know, if Boris, you know, not that I'm a Boris fan, but you know, we were so worried about him, you know, and the whole team were affected, and I was quite teary about it, which I was like, what on earth? And you know, and if anything had happened to Boris, I think the mood of the nation would have been very, very different. And it's about how do we we're trying to read the mood of the nation basically, and because we're 3 months in advance, it's like, and that's exactly the conversation we were having, will we be in June, which hopefully maybe the lockdown will have lifted, what kind of mood will we be in, how will we be feeling, it's difficult to tell because it's unprecedented, isn't
you kind of put a disclaimer, because you have to, I'd love to know this, how in advance do you need to write your editor's letter?
I do. Let's say I do. This is the very last page. I leave it to they're literally screaming at me to do it, but always because I'm trying to figure out what it is. Because it's a monthly magazine, you have to be careful. Because what seems very, very relevant on that day, by the time the magazine comes up in 2 weeks' time, will not be relevant anymore. So you've got to talk to the overriding feeling that is going on, so I talked about, they're talking about the great pause, so this is what it is, this great pause at the moment, so we can talk about that because that's what it is, and we may be going, but hopefully we'll know by the time the next magazine goes to bed whether the lockdown's going to end.
Okay, good. And do you see, here's your crystal ball moment, do you see any trends emerging? Are more people going to become spiritual? I saw in one of the magazines it was 43% uptake in meditation. Are people going to be reading more? We're going to have more authors? Have you got any feeling from what you're hearing from the community?
I think it's going to be interesting, because I think what I'm hearing, I think there's going to be a lot of career change going on. A lot of my friends from Sussex, talking to them, you assume that people go, oh my God, lockdown, horrendous, being left with my, children. And all my friends are saying how much they've loved being with their children, and the slower pace of life, and the simplicity of living. So I think it's going to go back to a simple way of life. It's going to be all about growing your own veg. It's all going to be about reading, where it maybe was FOMO, it's JOMO, which is the joy. So instead of the fear of missing out, it's the joy of missing out. I think that will be
love it.
I think there's that piece around people having a kind of sense of self-awareness of journeying. And even my most extrovert, charismatic friends are asking me for recommendations for kind of good therapy books, and for them to sort of work on self-development books. They said, well, I might as well do what you've always told me to do, Suzy, do a bit of work on myself. And so I think the self-development trend, because what we're seeing is what I'm certainly seeing is kindness and compassion, and in the canal community, God, everyone's been so helpful and kind, and I think there's just going to be a value shift, from, I think the celebrities are gonna, we're even wondering whether or not to put a celebrity on the cover, because we think the currency of celebrity seems so almost not important anymore. What is important is we should be putting our nurses on the cover, and we should
God, what a brilliant idea.
So it's that, isn't it? So I think I think people, I know it sounded a little bit cliche, but I think people have kind of got in touch with what really matters and what's really important, and which is what the magazine's always been about. But I think we can kind of really settle into that and go, yeah, this is true for all of us. Even, I've been writing a slow column for the last year, and I find it so difficult still to slow down, and this has been enforced slow down, and realizing how much I love it,
Yes, I've discovered Chirpomatic, the app. So you can, it's like Shazam. When you hear a great record, you press your app Shazam. It's the Shazam for the bird world, so you can recognize the bird song.
Oh, amazing.
So it's brilliant. So I wanted to ask you whether you've got any new skills as a result of lockdown. What are you learning to paint, fine art, or what's your kind of lockdown?
We're learning to grow seeds. So I am not a gardener and I'm not a cook. So with both things I'm challenged. But again, it's not that hard, is it? It's not hard to plant a seed or do that. So it's just the joy I'm finding from those basic things. And it's just, and the thing is, though, to be fair to me, it's just that I'm been really busy. You know, I'm a single mother to my son, and I'm running around, and it's, you know, so it's the thing, when you have time, you know, you think all of these things, these other things are really fun, but actually planting my seeds and reading my books and, you know, cooking a nice meal, is it actually more fun?
Then we're going back to caveman times. We're going back to the very basics, aren't we?
Yeah. But I think it's about that kind of, it's not about going back. I think it's about merging and being conscious about. So, you know, I love a bit of social media. I love, you know, I love the internet, all of those things. But it's just about, you know, finding a balance, isn't it? I mean, we all, again, it sounds so trite, but it's finding those things. And I think so many of us have got caught up in that hamster wheel of go fast, everything has to be at that. I mean, I've saved a fortune in this lockdown, an absolute fortune, because, you know, I would buy a coffee, or I would buy a sandwich, and I would, you know,
all packaged up in plastic and throwawayable.
Yeah, totally. And so now, you know, I'm cooking everything at home from scratch, and, you know, and enjoying it, actually enjoying it. But what it will mean is that I need more time to do that. So it's about making that time and saying no to all of the nonsense. I think as extroverts, it's like, oh, that's nice, and that's nice, and that's nice, and that, you know, and I want to see all my friends and all that. But I've been connecting with my friends over the phone or over Facebook, and it's been amazing. So, you know,
I've had some random phone calls from very good friends who I wouldn't normally speak to in the week, and they've just suddenly called me. It's like, oh my God, how lovely to get those phone calls, because I'd normally arrange to meet them in London in 2 or 3 months' time, and, you know, you don't really speak to them until that. So I think it's been a really great time to connect.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you my final question to you in terms of, you know, your experts. How do experts try and get in touch with you if they feel that they've got some expertise, mental health, or any areas that you might be interested in for the magazine? What would be your kind of your way or your tip to approach, not necessarily you, would it, you know, who's your editor who would want to receive these pitches?
Okay, so there's me, there's Ali. Ali is wellness. It depends what, so it's ali.roth@psychologies.co.uk is our wellness editor. We've got ellen.tout@psychologies.co.uk who's our eco editor. We've got Lizzie Heathcote, elizabeth.heathcote@psychologies.co, who does features. Me, if there's anything you kind of random that you don't know where that would go. And, you know, never before we so hungry, especially for online stuff. So, you know, email us and with ideas. I think I was saying this to some experts this morning, to say that to brainstorm. So as you say, we've read the kind of more generic articles about coronavirus. So talk to your friends, and, you know, what is the problem? You need to be talking to a problem. And everybody, you know, so I've got the friends who don't want to commute anymore after they said, I don't want to do that anymore. So career change, for example. So how to, you know, start developing that as a, you know, what does that look like in terms of a future? So trying lots of different things to spark ideas about what are people searching for, and then see as a therapist or as an expert how you can solve that problem, but not generic, more specific.
Okay, and you're still looking for experts, and so you're putting daily content on your online, so you look at you
constantly daily, and we're very, very hungry beasts right now. So you know, with our online stuff, 70%, you know, 70% up. So absolutely.
Oh, well, I need to ask you, I think last time I spoke to you about, I don't know how many months ago it was, you had about 70,000 unread emails. Has it managed to go down since lockdown, or is it higher?
Let me see. I have now got, well, actually, what I've got now is this amazing email sorting system. Hang on, I can't remember what it's called. Hang on.
Oh, God, tell me what it's called.
It's amazing, really amazing. It's called, hang on. It's just, Sane. Email Sane, SANE, and it just sorts out all of your emails for you. So it's even harder to get hold of me now.
Oh my God!
Because it sorts everything out for me. But it's so amazing. It's just so amazing that it it sorts everything out for me. So it's great. So I could really recommend that. So yeah, I have sorted my email problem out because it does it for me.
Oh,
so
wow.
and it just kind of, all it will show is the people that I don't know how it sorts it out, but it's so clever.
Okay, so let's just say an expert wants to get in touch because they've got a fantastic idea which will be brilliant for the readers, it's going to help everybody. Is it the headline that email's saying? Because it used to be your eyes reading it. Is it is it the headline in the subject box which is going to capture your attention?
Yes, that's absolutely right. So that is always what makes you open the email. It's the subject, because if it's a great headline, then you think that's great. It just shows you've got someone who can write as well, so that's good. So yes, absolutely, headline.
Okay, do you want to give me an example of a great opening headline, or
okay, let me just have a look.
Something which you go, oh my God, I need to read and see whether, more information about this person.
Okay, so we're looking for new content at the moment that is useful for the current emails. So okay, shamanic practices for spiritual immunity.
Ooh, okay, that's an intriguing one.
Yeah, how to have a fulfilling relationship even in isolation.
Okay, so that's both of those are pretty CV related.
Yeah. Eating well during lockdown. Maybe. Okay, Buddha Pants launches custom designed washable cotton face masks.
Okay, and that'll be another clicker.
Yeah, good. Oh look, and they're really cool as well. Okay, so yeah, so there's
So they're quite short. They don't ramble on. They don't say press release in the title. It just literally says what it is within 3 to 4 words.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say between 5 and 7 words.
Yeah.
Make it how to, 7 ways, 6 ways, and talk to the problem. What's the value to the readers? Don't make it about you. Make it about what the value is to Psychologies readers. Washable, funky face masks for people. I mean, how great is that? That's a really great. Everyone's after face masks as well. So, yeah, washable ones, amazing.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. And where do people go if they want to subscribe? Because now we can't be trotting off to WH Smith to purchase. I mean, I know obviously we can still buy them in the magazine, in Asda shopping aisles and supermarket aisles. So if they want to subscribe, where can people go?
Go to our website, psychologies.co.uk. We've got an amazing offer at the moment. So 3 magazines for £5. So
wow.
An offer. So it's a really good subs offer. So do join us there. Thank you for that, for giving the opportunity to say that, Amanda. That's brilliant.
Great. I am a subscriber. I love my magazines.
I know.
So Suzy, thank you so much. It has been wonderful talking with you from your barge. I'm very honoured to have some of your time, your very precious time. I'll leave you to sow your seeds. And
thank you very much, darling. Bye bye.
Be in touch.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.